The owner of a short-term rental had his property trashed after a tenant threw a pop-up party at it. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, so I have an interesting article for you today, and it's going to be going over the topic of short-term rentals. Now, as I've said before, I don't actually invest in short-term rentals, or some people they call them vacation rentals. I invest in long-term rentals. Those are the ones that usually have the 1-year lease, and the tenants stay in there for a long period of time. So the short-term rentals, if you don't know, the tenant, they basically use your house or your property as though it's like a hotel. And so this is a great way for a lot of landlords to make a little bit of extra money. And I like the idea, but there are risks, okay? And one of those risks is that you'll get a tenant in there who will just trash the place or cause a huge nuisance for the neighbors. And this can be a big problem, because this is the reason why a lot of jurisdictions right now are looking at ways to regulate or even outright ban these short-term rentals. Now, before I get into the article, though, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below, and let me know what you think of short-term rentals. Do you like them? Do you not like them? And if so, why? If you are a fan of them, if you already own some, let me know. I'm curious. What did the other people on this channel think? I personally, like I said, I have no problem with it. And in the future, I am looking at eventually investing in them. So, let me know the ups and downs and, what you think, if it's even worth my time. Now, this article is coming from fox13news.com, and it says, short-term rental trashed during pop-up party advertised on social media. And this is coming out of Tampa, Florida, which is, as you know, it's a pretty popular place for these short-term or vacation rentals because, it's Florida, nice weather, beaches, etc. So let's get into the article and see what it says. The owner of a short-term rental home in Tampa has a warning for those who list their properties on sites like Airbnb and VRBO. He says his home was trashed when the renter threw a house party for more than 200 people. Jason Lohman says videos posted on TikTok and Instagram show the massive party, which happened a couple of weekends ago. He had no idea what was happening at his short-term rental in Ybor City until a neighbor reached out. And it's a good thing that he actually had a neighbor reach out to him and let him know what was going on, because otherwise he wouldn't have known until afterwards and would have saw the place trashed and just been pissed. But hey, good for him for having good contact with the neighboring properties, and the neighbors aren't upset that he's running a short-term rental there. Lohman rushed to the house and called police to break up the party. He said some of the people there were teenagers. I said, wow, you're going to have some problems now because you've completely trashed the place, he recalled. There were broken tables and chairs, and he saw some things he couldn't mention on TV. Trashed, Lohman told Fox 13 News. Everything was everywhere. He says the repairs or replacements are going to cost him nearly $14,000. Yeah, and I'm sure by the things that he can't mention on TV, he probably saw either some, illicit drug use or sexual activity going on, or something that isn't legal. But it's not his job to report those things. He just wanted to get his property back, and so I don't blame him one bit for just trying to get the renters, the people renting the house, and all their guests out of there, especially 200 people in one house. I mean, I can't imagine a single house other than a gigantic, huge mansion where 200 people being inside would be anything other than a huge fire hazard and cramped as hell as everybody's just shoved in there. I mean, I have a pretty decent sized house myself, but it couldn't hold 200 people. And it looks like he has a list here of the damages, for compensation. It says damage list and demand for compensation, right? And let's see what the prices he has down listed, and if this sounds pretty accurate. So, a deep clean, $1,200. Exterior yard cleanup, $100. Dry clean comforters, $60. broken vintage antique table, and broken vintage antique chairs, $2,000. Yeah, yeah, they screwed up when they broke the table and chairs because some of this old vintage furniture is pretty expensive. Lost potential revenue, $1,000. Refinished the wood flooring equals $6,500. Interior painting and touch-ups throughout property, $1,000. Staining bath towels, stained bath towels and bath mat, $140. Electronic ozonator rental to eliminate the smoke smell throughout, $400. Shampoo couch and armchairs, $200. Remulching of backyard space due to being trampled upon, $500. Broken lamp, $25. Broken doorknob, $100. Missing blanket, $40. Missing cups and silverware, now making an incomplete set, $200. And a damaged antique sconce, $75. So his total is $13,540. So almost $14,000, right? And looking at that list of prices and everything, a lot of it, it might seem expensive to somebody who didn't know better, but I know better, okay? I know how much this stuff can add up to be, especially if this was a higher end rental. So yes, it is going to cost a lot of money, renting the ozonator to get the smell out. What these people were probably doing, they were throwing this huge party. There were probably lots of marijuana going around, and the whole place smells like weed right now. And so they had to, go in there and do a deep clean, and they had to go in there and do all this. And if they already had someone else who had booked the place for the time afterwards where he was getting it cleaned up, well, then he lost that rental income. So that seems, this whole list seems justified to me. Now that's just going from my personal experience, but I say, go after this guy, sue them. You have to prove a point, because this is awful that you got just used this way and your property got destroyed when the only thing you're trying to do is just make a living. Lohman says the people who threw the party advertised the event ahead of time as a pop-up party, but didn't post the address online until the day of. He was advertising it days, if not weeks, ahead of time, Lohman said. Tampa police say there's nothing they can do. They broke up the party, but now it's a civil matter between the property owner and guest. Yeah, so yeah, they're right. The only thing you can do at this point is sue, and that's exactly what you need to do. Get your lawyer, get on it, okay? Take these people to court. Get your money. Lohman is warning other short-term rental hosts to be on alert. He says the same people have advertised another party on social media where the address will be sent out the day of. They are openly stating that they have another one planned for the 17th of this month, Lohman said. He says Airbnb has assigned someone to work with him on this case, and he also hired an attorney. Yeah, and if you can, I would reach out to the company Airbnb and notify them about this guy, that this person is a problem. Don't allow them, to just get away with this. If it's possible, I mean, there should be some way that you can notify Airbnb that, hey, we have a tenant here who goes around, trashes properties, throwing parties in people's properties, and we need to ban this tenant and forbid them from being able to book new reservations at other people's properties. Okay, so hopefully the other vacation rental landlords in the area are reading this article, because they need to know that this kind of thing is going on. And when they talk about they have another one of these pop-up parties planned for the 17th. Well, I'm recording this on the 17th, which is a Friday night, so it could be tonight, and hey, guess what, there's 200 people at your house just destroying the place. Yeah, bad situation overall, but it's not unexpected. They got a few pictures here in this article, just showing some minor damage, it looks like. And I'll throw them up on the screen just so that you can see, exactly what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad from these pictures, but I'm sure the issue is that they needed to get the place fixed as quickly as possible. They didn't want to just be standing around, sulking over how badly damaged the property was. They wanted to get it back on the market so they could get back to making money. So, yeah, bad situation for landlords out there, but you got to be careful, with these short-term rentals. And, I don't think this would dissuade me from still wanting to invest in them in the future, but it's just something else that I need to watch out for.